Taurus, hello and welcome to my channel. So this is going to be your reading for January 2025. And if at any point I say 24, ignore me. So the decks that I'm going to be using during this video are the Golden Tarot by Cat Black, Water Temple Oracle by Susie Sherub and Laura Laja. It's by Susie Sherub and somebody else. Anyway, I don't like butchering names, believe it or not. Energy and Spirit Oracle by Sandra Ann Taylor. Okay, so we'll do the tarot first and then we'll go into the oracle cards. So, Taurus, January 2024, what guidance, wisdom, inspiration wants to come through for those watching? Taurus. Hope you all had a great New Year and a great Christmas. I actually wanted to say Happy New Year, but that came out that way. So anyway, it is what it is. Did you have a good holiday? Yeah, nice new start now. So let's get these cards going. Someone watching has this nervousness about them. It may come up in the cards, but there's a nervousness about someone. It's interesting. King of Cups has sprung open. Whoops, with King of Swords and the Knight of Coins. So somebody's actions towards you, or you're nervous about approaching someone. See what the cards say. Taurus. Intimidation. There's an intimidation feeling there. Oh, that's interesting. We had that card as well. How it looks like an egg walking on eggshell energy. Don't let anyone make you feel like that. And that can be really cliched and, don't let people make you feel like that. But the truth is, it can be down to our self-worth, because when we have great self-worth, that stuff, we can see through it. And that's the sad thing about all of this. It always does start with us. And it's taken me a long time to realize that. I'm still doing it. Two of Wands, manifestation. It's interesting doing these tarot scopes because they're all kind of a similar start, because obviously January is a new year and a new month. Number one is the new beginning. And yes, what can I manifest? We've got at the bottom Five of Wands. So that can be battles, internal battles, or external battles, or it can be both for some people. We've got Nine of Coins, which is the confidence card. We'll read these more once I've pulled them. Page of Cups, emotional needs. Seven of Swords, which can be strategy, it can also be trickery. Eight of Cups, closure. Strength, which is strength. Queen of Cups, emotional well-being. And Queen of Wands, making a change. Interesting. Let's keep on the strand that I was feeling into in relation to putting hand cream on. In relation to, this channel is so professional, feeling intimidated. Now, this could be feeling intimidated by a person, a situation, a job interview. It could be feeling intimidated by a change in your life. So it's really important that when we're approaching this intimidation energy, that we're mindful of what we're saying. I know, again, trigger, trigger, trigger. Because if we go into this feeling weakened, or if we go into this, I'll tell you what, I'm going to go in combative. And if they say something, all right, we're going to get it either way, because if we go in really sheepish and really codependency and really trying to fluff it all up, we're going to get it. And if we go in like that, we're going to get it. So what this is saying is actually stand in your power, not in your anger. Ooh, she's off. Stand in your, I'm writing that down for the title. Stand in your power, not your anger. Because if you stand in your anger, you will also go really, okay? Stand in your power. Stand in your self-confidence. Also, as well, this card is about having all the tools to get through this. She's got her confidence. You've just got to tap into this. What my guides are showing me as well is as human beings, we've got all aspects to us. And we get to choose what we tap into. And this is real. And I'm wondering if this is going to be a theme for 2025, where we can choose to tap into meek and mild, a victim, choose to tap into helplessness, hopelessness, or we can choose to tap into sovereignty, empowerment. I can get through this. This too shall pass. I think this is already happening at the time of filming this video because I'm feeling it. I'm also seeing it in sessions and other videos where we're being presented with lots of cards flying about. We're being presented with situations where we could go into fear. So, for example, you might wake up one morning and there's a leak or your tire's blown. And in that moment, it's like, oh God, I'm going to be late for the meeting. Oh my God, it's leaked. It's going to leak through to the room below. Oh my God, what if it's a bigger problem than I thought? And all these stuff's going to come up. In that moment, what the guides are wanting, what your higher self is wanting as well, is for you to go, stop to you. Stop. 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 This will be okay. And this wouldn't be happening if it wasn't for a bigger reason. It could be it's delaying you from something. Let me tell you a story. At the weekend, we went to do some shopping. And we got to the car and Gary realised he'd been double charged or triple charged on something. So he went back in. Then found out there was another situation. It came back out. Then found out there was another situation on the receipt. And somebody said, you have to go get the product for us anyway. And he had to come out again to go back in. And I was like, I could see the clock tick, 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 tick. And it's like, we'd planned this certain meal. We were going to do another video for our other channel, the Thackeray's. And I'm like, just time's ticking on. And I was conscious it was Mercury retrograde. On the way home, we live in the countryside. So we're driving down the country roads. And all of a sudden, we came to a tree that had collapsed into the road, fresh. And in that moment, it was like that delay was saving us from that because we would have gone straight. And it's interesting because as we set off that day to go shopping, I kept getting visions of trees on roads and smashing into the car. It was the day of the winds, of the wild winds, so it was a lot of that on the news. But just as an example of what can happen to delay you, you could be in that traffic jam to delay you from it. And I've seen that as well. I've had so many examples of that in my life where you get caught in a traffic jam and further down the road, you see the crash and then you realize that you actually got delayed on the way out. And it's like freaky. So looking at things like that, also as well, looking at this situation or person that is intimidating as what are they trying to teach me? And that's going to be a big thing for this year that we've got, this fresh new year, because I was laid in bed last night and one of the things I got was that people are portals. The people in our lives are portals. And straight away, thinking, oh, that's going to be the good people, the ones that feel great that we get on with. But in actual fact, it's going to be the trigger masters that are the biggest portals. And they will continue to be the biggest portals. Even after they've died, their death will be a big portal for you as well. So there's something here about looking after your emotional well-being in your reactions to this, to not go into weak and feeble, to not go into combative, to not go into fear, to go into your self-sovereignty, to pull on all the other experience that you've had in your generational line, in your past lives, and in your current life. And having a strategy for this, choosing, I mean, this depiction of it, he's got, how many swords has he got in his hand there? I don't know, but one of it looks like the three. But that would, oh, yes, right, I get it. So he's got three swords in that hand, two swords in that hand, and two swords there. So the three of swords is the decision, and the separate two of swords is there's two options here, two choices, or two opportunities coming up to make a choice, if that makes sense. Also, as well with this, I'm feeling that This is about having a strategy going forward in relation to your feelings and emotions, getting them back in under, not under wraps, wrong word, but getting them back under control. Because sometimes as humans, we can lose control of our emotions and we can, you know, we can just lose control of it. We can lose control of ourselves as well. We've got this thing here, this card here, Eight of Cups, which is closure and closing down a cycle. There's some, again, emotions that need to be released. So you're going through a releasing of emotions, being mindful that anything you're manifesting is not propelled by old emotion. Does that make sense? So making sure that you're releasing this stuff so you can manifest something else. So, for example, if you've been cheated on a lot in your life, needing to let that go so that when you go on your next date, you're not taking that into, because many people get into relationships and they take the previous stories with them. We've then got the Strength card, and it's your nose, which is placed on my desk like this. So, this is powerful. This is actually stop dumbing yourself down. Standing in your strength is not screaming and shouting or threatening, all right, I am going to send them an email. They've just sent this to me and I'm boom, boom, boom. It took me a long time to realize that as well. Standing in your strength is not that. Standing in your strength is about emotional well-being. And we get these two here. Emotional well-being. Is my reaction going to affect my emotional well-being? Would I like that on my desk? Is my reaction going to affect my emotional well-being? Is my reaction going to help me or is it going to hold me back in what I want to achieve? And, if you are in a situation where it is toxic and there is deceit, this is about making the necessary decisions to get out of it, to change it. Is it something that needs to change within you? Is it, a big change where you need to walk away from something? Is there also something here that needs to be addressed, but it needs to be addressed in the right way? No passive aggression, no aggression, no meek and mild and pretending you're weaker than you're not, and all of that. Do you know we can go into that energy, especially if there's inner child trauma, where if you're used to, because of having a domineering parent or parents, to go into, and even can even change our voice, so we can even start acting a little bit like a little girl or a little boy. We can do it without even thinking about it, especially when we're around bosses, doctors, priests, solicitors, housing officers, social workers. Um, we can carry that on in our life because that's what we did as a child. And that again is a coping mechanism. So let's have some clarifiers here for Taurus. Some clarifiers for Taurus. I remember being told by a shaman, that, and this may be a trigger. Oh, there's a lot of triggers in this reading. Do you know we should never talk to a child like that? Come for your tea. We actually shouldn't, or animals, neither our pets. You see it a lot. And we're all guilty of it. Come here, look at those cute little cheeks. We actually shouldn't, because actually that is not a correct way to talk. Neither do we get domineering. It's hard to explain it, but when you talk to somebody like that, they get used to a certain frequency. And actually, it can actually cause hypersensitivity in future because they're so used to that frequency. Do you know what I mean? And it's patronizing. Whereas, come for your dinner, sweetheart. Very different. I'm going to pick you up from school early because we're going to the dentist. It's better than, I'm going to pick you up from school. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot going on at the minute. There's a lot going on at the minute. Four of Wands. This is about the stuff that matters to you. The Four of Wands, and your place in that. The Emperor. It's a big challenge coming up. There's the Queen of Coins here. Again, my position in it. The Hermit, deep thinking. Eight of Coins, action, but not getting so stuck on something that we miss that. It's hard, isn't it? Because we talk about good work and working hard and building a life, but at what cost? Now, this could be a separate message coming through about not losing sight of your happiness. There could be people going through work stuff here where they're so intense. I mean, as I'm doing this, it's December, so, people overwork, over party, overindulge to try and achieve something that is actually heavy. Um, whereas they're missing out on the light. Or there's an obsession here with whatever you're fearful of. Going back to this reading, whoever it is, can become obsessed over that nervous interview or that boss or that family member, and we can become very narrow-minded with it and closed off, and it can become a lot bigger than what it is. You're also being told here, well, like that, to embrace more fun things, creativity. For those of you thinking about going into crafting, gymming, movement, groups, local community things, um, abundance type things that are going to lift your soul up. Also, that's interesting as well, because these three cards again have been laid like this. And these are all strength. So this is a whole strength of energy, a whole strand of energy coming in to actually say that you can get through this. It's about experience. And even these are laid out like that. Emotional needs in a world, am I fulfilled? So there's a lot coming up here. Am I fulfilled? Are my emotional needs fulfilled? And even this one as well, it's interesting how they get laid out, these cards. Strategy, deceit, any trickery that's going on. Eat, sleep, rave, repeat, work, 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 and fire and transformation. Transforming your life. If there is deceit, making decisions to release that. Okay? To not just plod on. Interesting. Right. Let's do some oracle cards. So we're going to do the water temple first. Taurus. Goddess of Sule, clarity. I am a visionary. We start off very similar card with the Two of Wands. I am a visionary. What we visioning for our lives going forward? Goddess Minerva, intelligence. I harness my full potential. Again, very much like the Nine of Coins, I'm harnessing my full potential. Lady of the Lake, intention. I conjure magic. White, pure magic. Again, there's a lot of intention here. So being asked to look at something from a different perspective. The Isle of Glass. Sovereignty. I shine my light of wisdom. Again, we've got Glastonbury Tor there, which is heart-centeredness, purity. Aquasulis, rejuvenation. I cherish the time I devote to myself. So taking time out, I'm sure that's Bath. The Roman baths at Bath. Bath. Not Bath, as Claire says, Bath. Okay. So spa days, relaxing spa days. Relaxing facials, massages, Reiki sessions, crystal work, all of this rejuvenation stuff, herbal teas, infusions, Aphrodite and Aries. Lovers, I follow my heart. Again, an energy of following your heart. What's lighting you up? And sacred spring, vitality, I dance toward the light, going towards the light with this. So we've got water energy here, we've got cleansing, we've got releasing. So going through this month, spend time releasing. Make sure you're not overworking. Make sure you're not underworking so you've got time to overthink things. There is a difference between deep thinking and overthinking. Making sure you can take time out because there will be feelings, emotions that will be released during this month and during this process. And the body will need time to acclimatize to that and to release them. Confusion, yeah. Many choices, uncertainty, past, known, unknown, future, maybe, you know, possibility. There is a confusion here of I don't know what's going on. When we're confused, what we need to do is just take it steady. We don't just stand there looking at the signs, we just try and work it out, feeling into our intuition. Conscious steps, considered action, looking forward. What I've just said. Conscious step, being considered in your action, not just storming through that woodland there. Phase, entanglement, emotional influence. Look at that card. Not getting caught up in gossip and drama. You know, what is speaking to you, what energy is speaking to you? Because let's have a truth bomb here. We have light and dark energies in the universe. So is there something on your shoulder going? Tell them straight. Whenever we go into rage, I'm going to trigger you here. It's coming from something dark. Whenever you see something like that, one of the aspects will be possible dark entity interference. So, what is actually behind us? What's influencing our action? Remembering that entities cannot just control one person at the same time, they can control many people. Thought vibrations, resonant choices, signature signals. What are my thoughts? What are my signature signals? If you think about what you're giving out on a day-to-day basis, what are you giving out? Are you giving out the vibration of hopelessness, helplessness, victimhood, stuck? You'll get more of that. So we're going to be required to again look at this going forward in this coming year. Archangel Zadkiel, self-acceptance, compassion, and forgiveness of self. Archangel Raguel. Justice, harmony, and solutions. So we've got clearing here, karmic clearing. This, whatever this is trying to bring about balance in your life. And we've got angels of the seven chakras, power, truth, and connection. This is a full upgrade. Thank you for watching. Please do like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.